So I came downstairs this morning to get my breakfast, and what do I find? A honeydew list. Funny, I never make her honeydew lists.
Did you find my list?
Indeed, I did.
So we have company rolling in tonight, and I kind of want that stuff done before he gets here.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
How about some spoons? Can I get some spoons?
Did you hear the dishwasher running? It's running right now.
That didn't do me any good while I was eating my freaking whatever the hell them things are.
You eat it dry with no milk. You could literally eat it with your fingers. So why you think you need a spoon? Who eats their cereal like that? In a bowl, dry.
There's no getting out of it today. I gotta get this shit done. So, me and the turd barrels head out to start the honeydew list. First thing I gotta do is move Billy's trailer because it's sitting someplace it doesn't belong. Then I can move my trailer because it's sitting someplace it doesn't belong. Now the whole idea here is to make room in the driveway for Matt Rice's motorhome and trailer because he's coming from Delaware to come race with us this weekend at Dragway 42 at the Rewind race. Once I got the big trailer moved, it was time to put the damn fire pile back. Now she raised hell with me for 2 years to dismantle the damn thing, and now she wants it put back. So, I put it back. And I know she's gonna ask me to burn these boxes. So I might as well get that off the list before she ever even puts it on the list. I gathered up all the boxes off the back porch and out of the shipping and receiving area, and lit them turkeys on fire. Of course, I had help the whole way. Then we had to move the alcohol drums. All the drums Tommy's table's made out of are empty. So we had to move those out, move the full ones back in, and put the table back together. What's your problem?
I heard you editing in there, and you made it seem like I've been bitching for 2 years about the fire pile.
You have been.
Well, I didn't want it removed. I just wanted it scooped, like it was so full you couldn't put anything else in it. I just wanted it like scooped out, but I didn't mean that you had to like erase it.
Erase it.
You erased it. But that's where we have campfires. So I still wanted that spot. We just needed it all cleaned out.
Well, you got your wish.
So I saw you put the rocks back.
Yeah?
Can you scooch them in tighter together?
Oh, for crying out loud.
Nice tight.
No, they are where they're at. That's it. That's all you get.
Thank you.
After I finished up my honeydew list, we went out to the shop to work on the S10 a little bit before the Rewind race this weekend at Dragway 42. Now, when we were at No Prep Kings earlier this year, I had made some air bleed adjustments to the carburetor to try to lean the thing out. In reality, the problem was actually our fuel pressure regulator. So the carburetor all got put back the way it was before, except the air bleeds. And the reason for that is because I dropped one of them at the track and lost it. So I've kind of let this thing slide, I've let it go, and I've kind of ignored it, but I can't ignore it anymore. It's definitely showing a little bit lean on the air-fuel ratio, and we've got to do something about it. So I decided to go ahead and put smaller air bleeds back in the high side and see how the truck reacts to that change. So I finished up the carburetor, put the carburetor hat back on. Billy fired the truck up, let it warm up really good, and then we decided to put it on the brake just to test it and make sure it was going to be okay. good enough for the girls we run with. Time for bed. So Friday morning, I wake up to quite a sight in my driveway. Mr. Matt Rice has made it here from the state of Delaware with the Brooklyn Dodger, and he's camped out in my driveway like Cousin Eddie. Matthew.
Yes, sir.
My son. Almost.
Almost. I'm
Not
back
really.
home. I'm back home finally.
So tell me about the Dodger, man.
So the Dodger is a truck that never was supposed to happen. The very long story short, I got an opportunity to be on a new Discovery Channel show called Getaway Driver.
Right, and I've seen a few of the episodes. It's really good, actually.
Right, so it's a great show, but they wanted me to bring the Nova, and I knew that wasn't going to work. Based on what we were doing, I couldn't destroy the Nova. So me and the guys at DNS Fabricators, literally in the course of 2 to 3 weeks, built this entire 55 Dodge, which is a 1955 Dodge on an 87 extended cab S10 frame with now a 5.3 LS TH350 and a factory rear with a little bit of nitrous.
With a little bit of nitrous.
Yeah. So on the show, it had a small block Chevy in it. I can't talk about what happened yet because that episode is... Oh, you're gonna cry. You're gonna cry. But when you see the episode, you'll see what happened and why it's got a new motor.
You destroyed it.
I destroyed it, and honestly, we weren't even sure that we built the truck knowing that it would probably come back as a piled up, crumpled piece of metal and unusable. So we built it in about 2 to 3 weeks, put it all on YouTube, had a blast, shipped it out there. I filmed the show.
So what's the YouTube channel?
DNR Auto.
DNR Auto on YouTube.
Yep.
So you can find the build. And the problem was the Dodger was never intended to survive.
No, we thought, you know, when we built it the first time, we did a lot of stuff and it looked really nice and we were all kind of sad, but we all knew in the back of our minds that I'm going to go out there, I'm going to destroy this thing and make an attempt to win, do whatever it takes to win, and if it comes back and is unusable, then it is what
It served its purpose.
Right, it served its purpose.
But now the problem is that the damn thing survived.
It did.
And now you can't kill it.
So it survived, and then I decided what we should do is take it down to Cletus and Cars, the burnout contest.
Right.
Down at the Freedom Factory. It did that. After that, I exploded a bell housing, which was my own fault. But then after that, the guys locally have been racing nonstop and having these cheap $50 buy-in, you know, 10,
Right.
15, 20 cars.
Fun.
Yeah, fun.
Fun.
Just fun on really crappy roads. So it's really, you know, it's not about just having the most power. And the Nova's at a point where I really want to build that car and make it nice because I believe it deserves it. And I was like, you know what, we'll throw this thing back together and go run it down the street. What's the worst that could happen?
You can't hurt it.
No.
Literally.
We did that. We took it to No Prep Kings after some convincing, and for the complete pile of crap that it is, and 100 shot and a factory 308 gear, it really impressed me with what it did. And I said, okay, maybe we can actually make this thing work a little bit.
So now it's on like Donkey Kong.
Now it's on. Now there's an 8.8 rear at the shop that's been shortened. I'm putting together to throw in there. We put the Holly back on it so I can progress more than 100 shot in it. I street raced it the other night. That didn't go super well. There's definitely some stuff that needs to be figured out on the street aspect of it. But I think front side no preps really aren't going to be a problem. We should be able to hook and make it work.
So this thing is literally a junkyard, fun, cheap, like as cheap and as like you're packing the most fun you can possibly pack into a very tight budget.
When I took that truck to the show, I had a borrowed motor in it, but other than that, I had $2,500 in the entire truck.
That's awesome.
It was destined for the scrapyard. The guy, Dwayne from DNS, owned that truck. It was the parts truck for a good one. So this was all the shit parts that they didn't want to use.
Right.
He sold me that truck for $200, and we just started cutting it up and welding it together and doing everything we could to make it fit on an S10 frame.
Booyah.
That's it. It is cheap, fun. It does great burnouts. It throws smoke everywhere. You can slide it around.
Having fun, enjoying yourself, spending time with the kids, spending time with the wife, and promoting your business, right? Shipbox Supply.
Shipbox Supply, we make the lines and fittings, you know, promoting DNR Auto, the YouTube channel, and just going out and having fun. We're even doing Saturday, we're doing a shipbox class at Dragway 42.
Oh yeah.
Which is a $30 entry, and you're not allowed to double enter any other class.
So this is for the guys that are on the low budget, dirt cheap. They're just there to have fun. They're usually, maybe they're cannon fodder and small tire on a regular basis.
Right.
But this gives them a class to run in where they're not running for a lot of money. So the big guys will probably chase the purse.
Yeah, the big guys will be chasing the purse. This is for all those guys that are like, man, I show up and all I can do is test and tune, you know, I'm not fast enough for this or this or this, or I've got a truck that I built for $2,500, $3,500, but I want to have fun. And don't get me wrong, I love racing, I love going fast, and it should be taken very seriously, but there's a huge part of this world where we've all forgotten how to have fun. And that's what I want this truck, the shipbox class, all that to be about. Let's just go out and have fun.
Sounds like a plan, right? Well, as usual, there's only one problem. There's a problem. The Brooklyn Dodger has an injector problem, and when Matt tried to change the injectors, he found that one of the speed nuts in the plastic LS intake broke loose. And the only way to really fix it was to replace the entire intake manifold. So I called up my brother, and he brought down an old used LS intake manifold off a Silverado pickup truck. So we've got the parts. Now we just need to get it done. All right, guys, so Matt does have the new intake manifold on. He's got another set of Hoosier tires mounted up, so he's on good gummy gums now. But he needed to go to the hardware store to go get some longer bolts because he's actually got a nitrous plate he's wanting to put on this thing. Oh my Lord, I don't know. That's Matt. But listen, there's something to be said for guys who just want to have a good time, who just are in the sport of drag racing to have a good time, to spend time with their friends, spend time with their family. And that's what this thing's all about, right? So, you know, I've always told the kids, there's always going to be a lot more people that show up to the track that go home empty-handed than there are people that win. That's just the way it is. And you don't ever want to lose sight of the fact that there's guys out there every weekend that are supporting events knowing full well they're not going to win. So it's important, guys, that you focus on having a good time. Focus on having fun. Focus on what matters most. Spending time with your kids, spending time with your wife, spending time with your family, spending time with your friends, and enjoying life while you can, because tomorrow isn't promised to anybody. But with the good Lord willing, the Dodger, the S10, and the Falcon, and Molly's Mustang will all be at Dragway 42 in West Salem, Ohio tomorrow night. So if you want to come see the Dodger, you want to come see the S10, you want to come see Molly's Mustang, you want to come see the Falcon, you know where we'll be. Dragway 42, the rewind put on by D-Team Racing, sponsored by Big 3, tomorrow night. West Salem, Ohio. See you there.